Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today giving you Battle 1, Week 1 of Season 3 of the NPL League. Quite the hype, I must say, and with that in mind, we're going to try to hype this up as much as possible because I'm not alone. In fact, I'm with someone in real life right now. Announce yourself, sir.
I am the hype!
He is the hype. His name is Nathan. And you may have seen him a couple of times on this channel before, but yes, he's here. We were just hanging out like the old amigos we are, and we're just ready to get ready, do team building against the Detroit Pinsirs, headed by our friend Ashley, which we will commentate the battle together afterwards. So, with that in mind, here is her wonderful team of Mega Charizard X, Chansey, Slowbro, Jirachi, Starmie, Celebi, Lucario, Diggersby, Slurpuff, Dragalge, and Honchkrow. So, she's got quite the threatening team, I must say, and by threatening I mean it's going to be quite painstaking. As you can tell, there's a lot of pink, and pink is never good. With that said, I am the Phoenix Sunkern, and on my team I have Mega Medicham, Latios, Ferrothorn, Manaphy, Thundurus, B-Sharp, Gothitelle, Togekiss, Gligar, Porygon 2, and Scolipede. So, with that said, we're going to be working together on how to attack this team because this is going to be a very important match. We were starting off this next season here. We want to do well. So, Nathan, do you have anything to propose? Anything at first that, you feel is really important to handle our opponent's team?
Well, we definitely need something for Slowbro, especially if it's Mega.
It's not going to be...
It's just going to be Mega Charizard.
The only Mega you're allowed to use for her is Mega Charizard X. And I believe you have to make it Mega Evolve first turn you use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's any bans. Yeah, you can use Stab Knockoff. I've had a rule that banned that before. Or a kind of setting that banned Megas before. But yes, everything you see here is exactly how you'd expect to battle it.
Slowbro's still going to be annoying.
Yes, Slowbro can definitely be annoying. So we do have one thing that hits it super, super effectively. We have a couple things, actually.
Yeah.
We have some really good Mons on this team, in case you didn't know. Thanks to yours truly. But yeah, looking at her team, I'm a little bit scared about Charizard X because, it could set up some DDs. If it has sub, that would be scary. I really doubt it would because what Charizard X does have that. Nonetheless, it probably...
I don't know, she could be a Nick player.
Maybe. Nick is our friend that likes to run innovative sets. Nonetheless, what do you think about just running a Thundurus? First off, a Prankster Thundurus.
I like Thundurus.
Yeah, Thundurus is quite good. I don't know if you want to run Life Orb or Leftovers. Obviously, Life Orb hits harder, but considering her team structure, that might make us be worn down a lot faster. So I'm almost thinking Leftovers.
We could go Leftovers, seeing as how many walls she has.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to be stalled out. So yeah, we'll use Prankster. We got Thunder Wave. Here, since you're closer to the computer, why don't you do do more of that stuff. So Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Nasty Plot, HP Ice, I'd say. And yep. HP Ice, because this will be really good to take on Charizard X as well as be a pretty good wall breaker. We don't have much to hit Chansey with this, but that's why we have other Mons, obviously. Do we need to run Timid? And what on our team is fast in the first place? Starmie is fast, but Starmie's automatically going to be Timid, I'd say. I don't know if Jirachi would outspeed if it was Jolly.
Jirachi's got base 100. We've got base
111. So let's see. If we run, not if we run Jirachi, but if we, and then give it the plus.
328. We're at 353 right now with Timid.
But if we run Modest, 321. So therefore they'd outspeed. Yeah, we might as well run Timid then. It's going to be our best bet. Okay, that's fine then. Let's see. If of all teams that we're going to face this season, this is probably one of those that's most prepared for Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham is pretty fast, which isn't necessarily too necessary for our opponents here. HJK handles a good amount of these, but what do you think about the rest of the coverage? Do you think Poison Jab should be our next most important coverage move other than HJK? High Jump Kick?
Well, it's got a fairy and Celebi. With, like, that's what would hit the, poison jab would be super effective against.
Right, which is always nice because Celebi's usually pretty bulky, and plus the chance to poison is always good.
But then, again, we're running Ice Punch for Celebi. Well, more Driggle Draggle. But
yeah, Ice Punch is more, but at the same time, it's not going to come in on a high jump kick. So, there's definitely that.
But then we'd have to put... Well, we have something for Slowbro. And Starmie. Right now, that's Thunderous. And it can outspeed.
Yeah. How essential do you think Bullet Punch is going to be for our team? Or any priority, Fega or Bullet Punch?
Well, right now, the fastest thing she has is...
Starmie.
And then Lucario and Diggersby can both have priority. Honchkrow gets Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah, Honchkrow gets Sucker Punch, and Bullet Punch would be nice for that.
So, priority.
We have a list in tangibility here.
Fast.
So that's what he's writing down. It's just, I don't know if you want to go more for... Because what we're also thinking is that the rule that banned us from baton passing two different kinds of stats to another Mon was implemented after our Mons were picked. So therefore, if I want to use baton pass, not in our team. If I wanted to pass a Swords Dance and the speed boost from Scolipede, I certainly could do so. So that's what we're kind of debating right now, because we're not sure if we just want to make Medicham a standalone Mon, or if we want to, or if we want it to hopefully depend on Scolipede sending in a baton pass. Other things we should keep in mind are, let's see, you know what would be really nice? Look at our team. Her spinner's Starmie, yeah?
Yeah.
She doesn't have anything else to spin. Like, you could defog with Honchkrow, I suppose, but that's about it. But you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that a Toxic Spike could be really annoying for her team.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking that we could use Scolipede as just a variety of support. So, first off, we definitely want to put Scolipede.
Leftovers.
I'm wondering between Black Sludge, or if we want to use Focus Sash. I think Black Sludge is going to be better in general, just because that way we'll be able to live things.
Well, what'll hit us down to a Focus Sash? Starmie.
Yeah, Starmie. Perhaps Scarf Jirachi, maybe. Psyshock from Slowbro.
Flare Blitz from Charizard.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think Black Sludge would be better.
Okay, let's do that.
Then if we get hit, we can get health back, hopefully. And if they try to trick us...
Ooh, I know exactly what we should do. Okay, Protect. That way, if there's a choice mod, we got them locked in. I want to run Toxic Spike. Really annoying spike up there. No. Let's see. We can use... I want to use Baton Pass. And the last thing, I mean, we could either run Mega Horn or Swords Dance, and I think Mega Horn's going to be better, because there's like no Mons on his team that wants to take a Mega Horn.
Celebi dies.
Right, yeah. Celebi gets obliterated. Lucario is the only thing that wants to take it, which doesn't really matter.
Draggle.
I guess. Oh shoot! But if she even brings that. I don't know if she'd want to bring that. In that case, that could be annoying for her to absorb the Toxic Spike. But it's really good because that would render Chansey pretty useless if we get that Toxic Spike off, because then Heal Belling is pointless. Like, she doesn't have a ground resist. Besides Honchkrow.
Nope.
And that doesn't count. And I mean Celebi, I guess, but that's nothing. I'm thinking Mega Horn. Now, do we want to do this? Do we want to add more attack? I feel like we want to invest more in bulk and attack.
Yeah. We need more bulk, and we need a bit of attack. Just so, like, the Mega Horn can destroy everything.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Jirachi at base, with its base 100, it hit like 324, 321, right?
328 at Jolly.
328.
Or Timid.
So therefore, if we ran like, let's see, 260 times 1.5. 390. We already outspeed Jirachi in that case. So therefore, we could really invest like this. How do you feel about that? Or would you rather invest more in some kind of other bulk?
I think this will do, because then the Mega Horn can hurt Slowbro.
Yeah, and we can most likely take a hit. Cool. That sounds good to me. Medicham. I'm thinking we're just going to run max speed, max attack, adamant. But it's just HJK versus Drain Punch is kind of my question right now.
Well, High Jump Kick will obliterate Lucario, Diggersby.
I mean, Drain Punch kills them anyway. I'm just talking about reliability plus recovery.
Drain Punch seems good. We get health back.
We do get health back. It's just sometimes that won't be the best move to use. No, we just need Medicham to break through this team. It's going to be difficult otherwise. So let's do HJK.
Okay.
Yeah. We can run Poison Jab.
Psycho Cut or no?
Good question. It's just, I don't know if Psycho Cut's really going to be helpful.
The only thing it hits is Driggle.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
An Ice Punch hits Celebi, Driggle, Haunch Crow, and Diggersby.
Yeah.
But we already hit Diggersby.
Gosh. Bullet Punch could be nice for the potential Slurpuff sweep. Fake Out's nice as a general priority. It's like I almost want to run Thunder Punch, you know?
Yeah. Because he's got two...
Both Slowbro and Starmie would be really annoying. Let's run Thunder Punch.
Ice and Thunder Punch?
I don't know about Ice Punch. I don't think that's going to be that helpful. Now, do we want Fake Out or Bullet Punch? Maybe Bullet Punch?
Bullet Punch hits Slurpuff. It's
just, yeah, he has those bulky waters that are annoying. Plus Charizard.
It hits Yeah, that's its new name now.
I mean, Fake Out's nice in general, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah, that way it's also free to just Mega Evolve with it.
Yep.
So give it Adamant, give it that plus sign.
Do.
Okay, so we have 3 Mons to go. Sigh. Manaphy is always good in this tier. I don't know if you know that. In looking at her team...
That's our team.
Okay, her team. It kind of obliterates most things with Scald and Ice Beam.
Ice Beam hits Celebi, Scald.
And then there's also Energy Ball, which is a very normal set for Manaphy to run. And I'd say we just want to run bulky Manaphy, meaning max HP, max attack.
Okay.
So put that in.
Well, man.
Lefties. We want to run Tail Glow. Skull.
Oopsies.
Tab. So yeah, Tail Glow. Energy Ball. And Ice Beam is right here. Cool. So we'll just do that. I think that'll be best. Now, the rest of the team. I'm kind of wondering, you know, we don't really have, at least on the physical side, we do have wall breakers. Like, I don't want to say we don't, but B-Sharp might be nice.
I was already thinking B-Sharp because both Starmie and Slowbro get destroyed by it.
Yeah, like the idea of knockoff plus really efficient priority is going to be good. So let's do that.
Life Orb.
That's the thing. I'm wondering between Lum and Life Orb and Black Glasses. We also don't have a Stealth Rocker yet, which B Sharp can do, but...
You could just... I love Pharaoh.
I know how to finish this off, I feel. Even though Latios and Pharaoh are good... Like, here's what I'm thinking. I'm almost thinking B Sharp and Gligger.
That's actually really good. Gligger, Stealth Rocks, it can't be hit by
and it gets
ground
taunt.
attacks. And it gets taunt.
So destroying Chansey would
and
be
it
really
can't
nice.
be poisoned.
Yeah. Well, it depends. If you want to run Defog, you can get poisoned.
We have to run the other one.
Yeah, you have to run whatever that other one is. But that's what I'm thinking. B Sharp and Gligger.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm down.
Okay. And that way we can
good.
save these other mons for another time so they don't get all of our craziness. I almost wish I could use Goth, but I don't know if it's really going to be that good.
Not against this team.
I mean, if we trick something and
We
then
could
cripple one
trick
of his
something,
walls,
but that would, like, fuck over. Sorry.
it's okay.
I swear. I'm not the nice little boy.
It's just like, if Slowbro's in or like Chansey's in, trick it a Scarf, and then it's like just destroy it from there.
Yep. Yep.
That's what I'm kind of wondering about. I mean, we already have Metajam, clearly, but... Because, I mean, if we run Trick and Shadow Ball, like, kind of set. And Goth is good. Goth is fun.
I forgot Steel doesn't resist Ghost anymore.
Exactly, it's crazy. Like, it takes out these 4 mons right here. Goth alone. And Celebi. What do you think? Scarf, Goth? It's really a struggle because we have so many good mons.
We need a physical wall, though. We don't exactly have one. And we need a rocker.
Good call.
So I think we
in that case, definitely run Glitter.
save Gothitelle for another time.
Okay.
And then we can punch things in the face with B Sharp.
Sounds good. Yeah. I'm gonna say Lumberry is probably gonna be better. Do you think?
What Starmie runs what? Scald? Or does it run Hydro?
It really depends. On her team, she'll probably run Scald.
Scald will burn, so Lumberry is good. We could...
If Chansey T-Waves.
Yeah. I definitely say Lum.
Cool, let's do that. Lum.
Obviously, we give it the Lucario Knight.
Yeah. Knockoff. Sugar Punch. Yeah.
Nick off.
Now, here's the thing. We can run SD, of course. Like, our moves are SD, Iron Head, and Low Kick.
Okay.
Low Kick would be good because of Lucario.
Yeah.
Also gets Pursuit, obviously. It also gets Taunt. Taunting a Chansey. It's Thunder Wave, amazing. No. Swords Dance, sure. I'm really not sure. Like, I don't think Iron Head's gonna be that helpful.
It only hits Slurpuff.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Low Kick would be good for Chansey. Lucario. So that's where I'm kind of stuck at. Low Kick. So yeah, let's do that. I don't know about Bulky. I think Max Attack. Max for speed and attack, and then Adamant. Plus sign. Give it there. And then here. Okay.
16.
Nope. And then Gligger. Yeah, we want to run Gligger. Because that way, a Violet. We already know 3 of the moves.
Hyper Cutter. That's its move.
Yeah. We could give Stealth Rock. Earthquake, yeah. Stealth Rock. Taunt. And Defog.
Do we want Defog?
I think we want Defog. Because hazards could be potentially... what are their hazard centers?
Oopsies.
There's like Stealth Rock and Lucario, which is not a thing. There's Toxic Spike on Dragalge. There's Stealth Rock on Chansey.
Stealth Rock Jirachi.
Yeah, you could run that. And although Jirachi's naturally faster, yeah, I think Defog's going to be best, because that way we can cripple Chansey if need be. Which could be nice. Especially if they have to go to the effort of like spinning away hazards and then going back to Chansey to heal belt everything off. We want to make sure we can get rid of them. Unfortunately, no momentum moves, meaning Volt Switch or U-turn on this team, but I think we'll be good. So, yeah, we'll get to the battle and then we'll commentate after the battle. So, see you guys later. Okay, I'm here with Ashley as we are going to commentate our thought processes throughout this battle. Ashley, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah. So, basically, we both have the team, we both have the battle right in front of us right now, and we're both looking at the team preview here. And so, Ashley, why don't you say what you're thinking as you're going into this battle, what mons you picked in after you see this team matchup, what you're thinking?
Okay, so initially I'm like, well, Zardex does quite a bit to his whole team, so I'll bring that, and then Chansey's there for general support. And let's see, and then I have Slowbro in there because Slowbro and Charizard also complement each other really nicely. Which then I'm like, okay, so I have this small core. What can I do to support it? So I picked Dragalge. It's an Assault Vest variant, and just because even with its base stats doesn't look that impressive, but if you throw an Assault Vest on it and then you have combine that with adaptability, it's a pretty nice bulky mon that can hit back pretty hard. Mm-hmm. So I decided to bring that. And then I think the Lucario I brought was a Swords Dance variety, just because I just wanted to back up Sweeper in case Zard went down too early. And then Slurpuff is a standard, I think a standard Belly Drum variant, just for another backup.
Yeah, cool. Just to make sure, because I wasn't 100% sure if there was for NPL rules, was it in this format, when you Mega Evolve, do you have to Mega Evolve the first turn you use the Mon that it comes in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the rules. Like, you gotta Mega Evolve right off the bat, because otherwise I could, like, abuse Charizard's, flying typing.
Right, gotcha. Okay, very cool. So yeah, even just looking on my side, I do have my team building that I did with earlier in this video that the viewers will see. But as I'm seeing the team preview for what Ashley brought, I do see her defensive core of Chansey and Slowbro, and one of the first things I was thinking was, with that core, B-Sharp should be able to handle that pretty nicely. So that was definitely something I took into account. I did bring Gligar because of the combination of Stealth Rock, Defog. I do have Taunt on it, because in the case that I would be able to handle Chansey one-on-one. And yeah, I brought Thundurus because I knew Charizard X would be quite the threat potentially, and not just because of like offensively, but just the idea of Prankster T-Wave. As long as it's not a random Charizard X with sub, I should be okay with handling it with Thundurus.
That's a good idea. I need to bring that.
Yeah, like that would be something. That would be fun. But yeah, for the rest of my team, I mean, Manaphy, Tail Glow, normal 3 attacks. I didn't need anything special for this matchup here. And yeah, Medicham does its normal thing. I don't have Psychic Stab on it this time because I felt coverage moves were more important. And as we go into the battle, we can see why I have the coverage moves I do. And yeah, the Scolipede was a really weird one. I did max HP, max speed, no, max HP, max attack, I believe, where I just had Mega Horn because I felt, it does a decent amount to Slowbro. It's like one of the only things that hits Slowbro super hard, other than B-Sharp, fortunately, on my team. And honestly, there's a couple other things too, but when it comes to physical stuff, I mean, sometimes just wondering between, like, switching between Chansey and Slowbro, like, it's a strong core. So, yeah, this is just what we're thinking going in, and let's go. The speed's on slow, and so we are just going to talk about it turn by turn. We're on turn 1 here, where Ashley has Dragalge and I have B-Sharp. So, looking at my thoughts firsthand, Dragalge is usually known as being more of an offensive mon. Of course, it could be a Toxic Spiker. We never know. But yeah, Focus Blast isn't necessarily the most uncommon move on Dragalge. So I'm definitely scared with this team matchup first off. What were you thinking?
Well, I was actually quite pleased because when I looked at your team preview, I'm thinking, really, Dragalgi has the combinations of coverage move and just plain old bulk just to kind of handle whatever you threw out. Like if you were to throw out Metacham, I'm pretty sure, bar you having a psychic stab, I'd be able to do some damage to it and force it back out. So when you sent out Bisharp, I'm like, I was quite happy, but I'm thinking, well, I think I might have went for the obvious play and went for Focus Blast, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember what I did really.
Right, I think we can confirm this here. Turn 2, I do go to Gligger. I think you Scald. Okay, yeah, that is true. I believe so, yes. So you do Scald here, and I'm like, whoa, she's making plays first turn, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I get burned, this could be a little bit of a hassle. But yeah, I wasn't sure about that damage. I'm like, I don't really think that's specs, but like that thing is hitting pretty hard. And
yeah,
so,
no, not specs, just plain old adaptability with max special.
Yeah, exactly. Like as Dragalge is like getting more damage throughout this game, I'm like questioning. I'm just like, this thing is so strong, but like, I was even with a friend at the time where we'll see later, but like how much damage it does, and we really weren't sure because it just hits so hard. Anyway, yeah, as we're proceeding here, so I have Gligger in, and so EQ is kind of obvious, but like I have Stealth Rock, and that's definitely something I want to do. And I see you bring in Zard as probably predicting rocks or something of this sort.
Yeah, because I didn't have a defogger, and I saw as soon as you had Gligger, I'm like, okay, I need to bring Charizard out like right now.
Right, yeah, exactly. And yeah, since I saw you didn't really have a spinner, I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably best to just get it up now, whether she brings it in or not. But yeah, you set up a DD, and hoping that the rules for NPL was that you Mega Evolve. That is why I went for EQ. And then, I don't know, there was a bit of a 50-50 here, whether like you had Roost versus, like, whether you would Roost DD, you know, if you had Roost, if you would use it right then, or you would use like Declaw or Flare Blitz.
Yeah. Well, this was, I think, a bulky Dragon Dance variant, so I wasn't too worried about taking an EQ. I can't remember if I had Roost on this or not. I think I did. Yeah, I did have Roost, but I just never had a chance to use it, I don't think.
Gotcha. But yeah, with especially this bulky set and whatnot, yeah, this Zard is definitely proven to be an issue because at this point it's +1. It's probably going to outspeed anything on my team. It's taunted, it's going to attack, sure, but I just need to think. I don't really know if like anything is actually going to take one hit on my team, and I'd be okay with that. So really, I just felt if there's one guaranteed way that I'm going to be able to handle this Zard, I'm going to have to get a T-Wave on it, and that way I can actually kill it off with another Mon. So, I mean, were you just thinking, you know, I mean, rocks
well,
are
as soon as you brought in Thundurus, I'm like, okay, he's going to try to, if I try to force out, I'm not going to have another chance to set up, so I decided, I'm like, I'm just going to take out what I can with Zard.
Right, yeah, and that's definitely a fair trade-off because with Thundurus being gone, I mean, that's a nice counter to Slowbro definitely being gone right there. I do have leftovers because I felt with your team more being defensive, I didn't feel that Life Orb would be useful for as it's going to like drain me down a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, your Zard is now at a we're on turn 7 on my screen, where now it's at a range where I don't need to risk high jump kick, and I can just get a free fake out off here and just finish it off.
Yeah. This is the second time Zard's gotten plagued by hacks.
Right, yeah. Thankfully it wasn't like super crucial because like, I mean, unless like I would have to risk me using a move that wasn't 100% accuracy with Metacham, but in the end you did get the trade-off of Thundurus versus Zardex, so I think that was, yeah, for the most part that should have been how it ended. Like if you got severely hexed there, man, that would be quite unfortunate, but thankfully that's not the case. But here you turn 8, you have Slowbro in, and so my Metacham, I'm max attack and that's fine. Here, I'll just say my thing real quick. That just I'm max attack adamant. I do have Thunder Punch just for the case of Slowbro. I was debating about using Scolipede to Baton Pass Swords Dances, but that's not the set that I do have, as it's kind of just really weird. But the point is that Metacham is basically a standalone Mon here, And so it's just the idea that hopefully Thunder Punch will be able to 2-hit KO it. And then we'll see that in a second. But what are you thinking at this point?
Yeah, well, I was not sure if you were going to bring Thunder Punch or not, because I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, well, he might bring Thunder Punch, but then he's not going to have coverage for something else. And then when we started the battle, I realized, I'm like, you know what? He actually really doesn't need Zen Headbutt. Besides maybe for Dragalge, and that's it. Everything else, he can do the standard. He can do punches and, the standard kicking. So at this point, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get rid of this thing somehow. So
yeah, gotcha. Your team, in general, plus the ones you ended up bringing, it definitely made it difficult to choose a move pool that Medicham could effectively cover everything. So, like for example, Dragalge, I don't think I brought Ice Punch, so therefore Dragalge had a decent matchup against Medicham, and so I just had to pick what I could. And so, yeah, versus this Slowbro here, turn 9, go for the Thunder Punch, ends up being a solid 2-hit KO, which is really nice. And you do go for the Skull, which does a nice amount of damage.
I was really hoping for burn hacks. I'm like, come on, he parried me. I need to burn him.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then I wasn't sure necessarily if you were going to switch out for Regenerator.
No, there was no... really, I probably should have switched out to Galgi because I didn't want Chansey or Lucario taking that. Even, I should have even just brought out... Probably should have even brought in Slurpuff because looking at it, I didn't really need Slurpuff for really anything. Besides,
yeah, gotcha.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you brought that in there, that would have been crazy because it probably would have brought you down to Citrus range, and then Play Rough could have hurt most of my Mons. But yeah, nonetheless, you have Dragalge in here, turn 10, and so, I don't have a very good matchup against this thing. And so, yeah, at this point, I'm switching out to Scolipede because I don't really have anything else to go to, and this is where the D-Pulse does so much damage. I'm max HP, so I'm like, is this Specs or not? I'm really not sure, but yeah, like as you said, and like I'll see later, it is AV, and I felt my best play here. I mean, I could have went for Mega Horn. It's a really weird set. I have Baton Pass, I think I have Protect, and then T-Spike and Mega Horn, so I just felt, well, T-Spike would be nice to like wither down that Chansey a little bit, as Mega Horn's not going to do that much, and since your Dragalge is in here now, it's not something is going to get toxic unless you go Lucario Dragalge. So
which I was really confused when you did that. I'm like, well, I can just absorb the spikes with Dragalge, but I don't think I ever had the chance to do that.
Right, yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
at the time it didn't seem like a big deal.
Yeah, right. At this point, yeah, your Dragalge's in, Rocks and T-Spike are up, and I do go to Manaphy, and the reason is, at this point, the only thing that's really taking on Manaphy is probably your Chansey, because, I mean, Chansey's the notable special wall of the entire metagame. But that way, when you bring in your Chansey, you're down to 75% automatically because of Rocks and T-Spike, and so then Tail Glow is going to start withering that down a little bit, and I believe here, yeah, turn 13, you do end up going to Lucario, actually, which was definitely surprising. So here's the thing that was really interesting about this. Manaphy being bulky versus offensive in regards to speed has definitely been, it's always 50-50. You never really know. So when I'm at +3 here, and a Scald is definitely coming your way, I see you go for the E-Speed, so I'm guessing you thought I was offensive, like, speed-wise, which is...
Yeah,
like,
well, I wasn't really sure, because at that moment, I'm like, oh, crap, I should have brought in Chansey, but, whatever.
Right, yeah, either way, that's like, yeah, it's totally understandable, because, I mean, CC would have done... Yeah, it probably would have brought me down to, like, 40, 50, somewhere in that range, but, I mean, when you don't know, I mean, damage is damage, especially at this point. But yeah, now you have Chansey in here at turn 14, and so, yeah, I don't remember this part too clearly. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I was, for some reason, I was like, I do switch out Manaphy here, and I go into my B-Sharp, and I'm not sure if it was for the T-Wave or not, because I do have Lumberry on this B-Sharp.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for, but you end up S-tossing anyway. So in the end, I don't know if Manaphy just scalding to death was worth it or not. Nonetheless, B-Sharp just being in here, I'm going for the Swords Dance because at this point, B-Sharp is almost guaranteed to clean up.
Yeah.
We're going to see in a little bit how that's going to turn out, but
Yeah,
nonetheless, I
which
go
as
for
soon
the
as you brought
knockoff.
in that bishop, I probably should have switched, but
Yeah, it's let's see, I'm trying to remember my set. I think it was knockoff, sucker, swords dance, low kick.
Yeah.
So therefore, not a great matchup against Slurpuff. So in the case that you have,
yeah, well, I
to bring
was
that
not
in-
sure if you had Ironhead or not, but
Right, exactly. And yeah, there was someone in there, Daverne. Is that how you pronounce his name? I think. But yeah, he did a calc, and thankfully that crit didn't end up mattering. That piece of hex didn't end up mattering for the knockoff. Were you fully physically defensive? Were you specially? What were you?
I think I was physical.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to double check, but I think I was. I think I was just the standard Chansey set. Because the thing is, I built the team for like 5 minutes, but then I was going to go back and tweak it, and I never got around to doing it. And then,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
gotcha.
we got to fight. I'm like, crap.
Right, yeah. So yeah, with that in mind, there's just Dragalge and Slurpuff left. And so with +2, I felt pretty comfortable about handling
I was
Dragalge.
hoping Dragalge would have lived, but it
Right.
did not.
Yeah, that's why I definitely wasn't comfortable staying in turn 1. And I felt once I have the +2, at least that'll be nice. Plus, either way, even though you die, you do get the T-spikes out of the way. So in the case that Slurpuff has a chance to sweep, now it's at least a decent chance. So yeah, we're coming here to turn 18, where it's Slurpuff versus B-Sharp, and it was a 50-50 for sure. That I mean, I could go for the knockoff.
I mean, I was looking at it and I'm thinking I should not have drain punched, because then if you would have faked out me, then I would have been able to get my citrus and then my unburden boost.
Right, yeah, it was definitely an interesting position for both of us, because I mean, I could have went for the knockoff, but I mean, that would have taken away your citrus berry anyway. I'm pretty sure you would have lived from this range, and I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch doesn't necessarily kill either. So, yeah, if I made the boldest of plays and decided to go into Mega Medicham to take a Drain Punch and then go for Poison Jab, because I do carry Poison Jab, that gives me 1 extra point, but in no way is it worth that risk. But when I saw Drain Punch, you're at nearly full health, so I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good situation for you, except for...
the fake out poison jab combo, and I can't get to my citrus.
Right, yeah. Were you just like max attack, max speed adamant?
I was just standard belly drum, which is max attack, max speed.
Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, thankfully with the coverage I did choose, I don't know if fake out was 100% necessary there, but just to make sure, by the end of turn 21 here, Poison Jab is able to take care of Slurpuff, and that does give me a 2-0. So does end up in my favor, but it was definitely like quite the match, quite the turns. That Dragalge proved to be quite more the menace than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with its performance. I'm like, well, yeah, I lost my Charizard too early, but I did take out 2 Moms. But
yeah, okay, very cool. Yeah, I saw your interview about
my 2-second interview.
2-second interview. Yes, no, but so yeah, I saw you ended up bringing 1 Psychic-Mon, even though you do have 4 on your team. So yeah, and how you were like interested in like trading them off and that kind of thing. How do you feel about like future matches and that kind of thing regarding your team composition?
I mean, I've already traded off Jirachi for Alamola, and then I think if it goes through, which I'm sure it will, then next week I'll have Amoonguss instead of Celebi.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be nice.
So I'm patching it up.
Yeah, for sure. Like that definitely seems super solid. So,
I mean, now I'll have 4 Waters, but Waters are pretty nice defensive typing anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, for the rest of updates, if you don't necessarily want to check out everyone's channels, Ashley doesn't have a channel, so that's why she's commentating with me today. But if you want to see like future standings among all the different teams in the NPL, you can check out our Weebly, which will be in the description. It's a very cool, well-designed website that you guys should definitely check out. So
It has all of our bios and everything.
Exactly. So with that said, do you have anything else to say, Ashley?
No, that's it.
All right, perfect.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. That said, guys, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub until later. Peace.
Bye.